Hi, you're listening to the Grow Like a Mother podcast. This is a podcast for moms, entrepreneurs, and neurodivergent folks who want to get a better handle on their time and energy management. I am your host, Jill Wright, author of Happy, Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise, and the creator of the Time Magic Seasonal Planner. I am so excited you're here. Let's dive straight into today's episode. Hey, friend, welcome back to the Grow Like a Mother podcast. I'm Jill Wright, time management expert, planning nerd, mom of four, and I'm so excited that you're here today because we are diving into one of the most surprisingly powerful tools that I use in my everyday life. It's called Time Confetti. And if you've ever felt like your day is a chaotic blur of micro moments and interruptions, this episode is really going to blow your mind in the best way. This episode is part of a mini series here on the podcast where I'm walking you through the key pillars of my time magic framework, the same framework that powers the time magic planner. And Time Confetti, it's one of the core pieces. In fact, there's an entire space for it at the back of the planner so you can start using this idea right away. So let's get into this concept. I want to take you back and share with you how it all started. I was listening to a podcast one day, can't even remember which one, and someone said the phrase time confetti. They shared the source of time confetti, who it was coined by, how it has been researched. And immediately I was just like, yes, yes, this is exactly what my life feels like, right? Little bits of time scattered everywhere. Never really enough to sit down and finish something big, just little pieces where I tend to pick up my phone. But even though I have all these little pieces of time throughout the day, I'm still feeling really exhausted and I'm still always feeling behind. So I want to take a few minutes and just explain to you what time confetti is. We'll get to that definition a little bit later. But I got so excited about this, I immediately went and ordered the book where this was first introduced, this concept. It is by an author and expert in so many things, Brigid Schulte. Her book was called Overwhelmed. And then I found Ashley Willen's book, and Ashley Willen's book, Time Smart, continued to talk about the idea of time confetti, which is um, all about, well, Ashley's book was really all about the value of time and how we see it, right? So from there, I started seeing time confetti everywhere. Once I sort of got the idea about what it was, I started working with it intentionally, and it became one of the most transformational shifts in how I use my time and how I feel at the end of the day. Okay, I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Let's talk about what time confetti actually is, right? Time confetti is this term coined by the wonderful Brigid Schulte, used to describe how our leisure time is now fragmented into itty bitty pieces throughout our days. We don't get full uninterrupted hours to relax or to focus. Instead, we get 3 minutes in the kitchen waiting for our lunch to heat up. We get 4 minutes on hold with the kids' school, with the doctor's office, the dentist, right? We get 2 minutes at the gas pump. We get 6 minutes between meetings or on errands. These are pieces of time confetti, and they are scattered throughout our day. But here is the kicker. Research shows that people today in this generation actually have more leisure time than previous generations before us. Okay. We don't feel like we do we? We do have it. We can, if we think about it, it's thanks to modern conveniences, right? Things like grocery delivery, things like drive-through oil changes, things like e-deposits on our phone, right? Even Uber Eats. We have collectively as a generation freed up more time, but it doesn't feel like it because the time that we have freed up is so chopped up throughout our day that we barely notice it. So this is the idea of time confetti. Most of the literature, if you're intrigued and you go Google this, most of the literature around time confetti is negative. It's usually framed as the reason that we are burnt out, that we can't rest anymore, that we can't fit in self-care, that our time is so fragmented we can't drop into flow or relax or really feel restored. And I get that. I get that in a really big way because if you've been here a while, you know my burnout story. I have been there. But here's my perspective on time confetti, and this is what I teach inside of the time magic framework. Time confetti isn't just a problem. It's actually your secret weapon if you know how to use it. It's the most accessible, impactful way to shift how your day feels, especially if you're a mom, an entrepreneur, or anyone else who's just managing multiple priorities, which in my experience is pretty much everybody, right? So I'm going to get practical in this episode. I want to share how we can make time confetti work for you rather than it feeling like something that you are working against, right? First step, we have to start noticing when we are in these moments of time confetti. The first step is awareness. If you catch yourself picking up the phone just because, that is a time confetti moment. So many of us are guilty of this. When we're in a moment of time confetti, when we have between 1 and 10 minutes unaccounted for, what do? We pick up our phones, right? This can be moments like I want you to be on the lookout now for when you're waiting in line, when you're on hold, when you're in the car pickup, when you're standing at the stove or the microwave, in between Zoom calls, those types of moments, right? They're not interruptions, they're invitations. So once you get into the habit of noticing when these occur during your day, just kind of make a mental note so that you can be more aware of when they pop up so you can easily use them. You're like, okay, Jill, that's cool. I've noticed where they are. What do I do with these mini moments? Like, how do I actually use them? So here's how we get into the nitty gritty. You know me, I'm a list girl. I love a good list. And so I'm going to invite you on your phone or in the back of your Time Magic Planner or on a random post-it note somewhere on your desk, make a time confetti list. In the planner, like I said, there's a dedicated space to create your time confetti list specifically with regards to self-care. Um, I like to have many time confetti lists, okay? And here's why it matters. Instead of defaulting to the doom scrolling, right? You can flip to your list when you find yourself in a moment of time confetti, and you can choose something from that list to do that's meaningful to you, right? So I mentioned I have a couple time confetti lists. It just depends on at the beginning of my day, I kind of set an intention of how I'm going to use my time confetti for that day. When I'm super stressed out and busy and everything is in the weeds, I have an admin time confetti list, right? So the things on my time confetti list for admin are things like filling in the field trip paperwork that needs to go, right? Sending the email that I've been meaning to send that maybe is sitting in my draft folder that I just need to proof and finally get out. Updating a link on my website or organizing some files, whether that's in my inbox or like physical files, those types of things. Those are on my admin list. They are things I can accomplish in less than 10 minutes. I just don't always sit and do them. And so when I find myself in time confetti and I'm on a day where I'm like, I'm getting through some of this shit, like this is getting done, tasks are getting accomplished today, then I just pick up my phone and I look at my admin time confetti list. I'm not wasting time trying to think of like, oh, what was that thing I wanted to do? Because before you know it, your time confetti has evaporated. The 5 or 10 minute period has gone, and you spent it searching your brain for like, what do I do with this? So a smarter way to do it is have a list in advance, right? We can do this with self-care. And this is something that I talk about. You'll hear me go through it in the episode where I read the introduction to the Time Magic Planner and sort of outlined the framework about what the Time Magic process is. And a big piece of that is self-care. And one of the ways that we can fit it in is using time confetti. So I have a self-care time confetti list. There are things on that list like um, a bath, right? The breathing, moving my body, getting outside, having a great cup of coffee, voice noting a friend, like all of these things fill my cup. And I can do them easily in 5 or 10 minutes. Just things like stretching or like walking, doing some gratitude. These are things that if I do them periodically throughout the day, I stay regulated, right? I'm not snapping at my kids because I do not allow myself to get depleted. I am consistently throughout the day taking these moments of time confetti to fill up my cup, to make me feel like I can keep my shit together. So at the end of the day, I don't need to go take a half an hour to myself, right? I can participate with what the family is doing. I'm not going to bed completely exhausted and crying because I feel overwhelmed. No, no, no. I have used my time confetti wisely throughout the day, kept my nervous system happy, kept my cup full. Self-care is my favorite way to use time confetti. I also have a time confetti list for like personal development, personal growth. If you've been here since the beginning of the podcast, which we are in year 4 now, thank you, first of all, for being here so long. Second of all, you'll know that the podcast Grow Like a Mother started with the intention of sharing personal development tools for moms, right? For moms who wanted to feel, again, like themselves outside of their role of just mom, right? Who are you now? What do you want? How do you want to grow? What do you want to accomplish, right? Those forward-thinking, ambitious moms who are like lifelong learners, that is the target. And that's still who listens to this podcast, if I'm being honest. We've shifted the focus from personal development into more like businessy, spiritual, ADHD, time management, energy management. It's a whole broad spectrum now of what we cover on this podcast. But personal development has always been something near and dear to my heart. And if it's near and dear to yours, I suggest making a time confetti list to be able to fit it in, because it's one of those quadrant 2 activities on the Eisenhower matrix where it's important. Personal development is important to us, but it's not urgent. And so we let it slip, right? We're like, oh, I'll do that later. I can get to that after I deal with all of these fires that I have to put out today, right? But we never really get to that time because A, we're not scheduling it in, but also because there never seems to be enough time to make it worthwhile, right? And so I invite you to use your time confetti list for this personal growth type of stuff. Journaling, reading, a nonfiction book, or listening to 5 minutes of a podcast, going onto YouTube and watching an inspirational video, right? These types of things, whatever personal growth is to you, take advantage of time confetti and use it to make sure that you can fit these things in. The key is that whatever is on your time confetti list, it should take less than 10 minutes to do. And they are tailored to you. It's what supports your goals and intentions and how you want to feel, right? It's not going to look the same as your sisters, your friends, your moms, your colleagues, your neighbors, your best friends. Each of our time confetti lists are supposed to look different because they're supposed to be really potent, aligned actions that work for us. And because each of us is different, each of our lives is different, each of our seasons is different. Also, you'll have different time confetti lists as your seasons shift, right? So that's why I really like having it in the planner, because the planner is a seasonal piece. It's a 90-day planner, right? You get to focus on 90 days in whatever season you're in, and then reassess, reevaluate, remake your time confetti lists, right? Another tip that I will give you about these time confetti lists is to add the time it takes right next to the thing on the list. So this could look like, okay, we're thinking self-care. It could look like gratitude practice, dash 2 minutes. It could look like push-ups, dash 3 minutes, right? For admin stuff, send that email, dash 1 minute. Clear out an email folder, dash 6 minutes, something like that, right? So it removes the guesswork when you go to look at your list, and it helps you decide, okay, how many minutes do I think I have? What can I accomplish within that many of minutes? It's right there. It's right there in black and white, pen to paper, on your phone, wherever you've got your list, right? Makes things way easier. So you can have some success when you start using this concept and not feel like you've wasted your time confetti. Okay. Okay. So the next thing, use your list, right? We've noticed it. We've made our list. Now let's use it. When I find myself in a time confetti moment, I just open the planner, flip to the list, choose something to do. Some days I'm using the moment to center myself, as I mentioned. Some days I'm using it to catch up on the little tasks. Some days I literally just breathe. And it is okay if scroll Instagram or look up cat videos is on your time confetti list. It's okay to just be. You don't always have to be doing something. You can also use time confetti as reminders throughout the day to just exist. You're allowed to rest. But the key is, no matter how you use your time confetti, that it is intentional. Every single time I am using time confetti, and those that I teach and who follow this framework, we're making a conscious choice instead of wasting time without even realizing it. Because that is the biggest pity of all. We all only have 24 hours. I hate for it to be unintentionally wasted. I am not against intentional time wasting, right? But that's the magic. And I want to share a little bit too about why this works, especially for moms, entrepreneurs, and people who have neurodiverse brains, right? Time confetti is a lifesaver for so many reasons. For moms, It means that you don't have to wait for big blocks of me time, right? You can take care of yourself in these micro moments throughout the day and actually stay regulated, as I mentioned before. For business owners, it means that the little stuff, it's not piling up. You can make space to sort of move forward and move the needle on all of the little things, even when your schedule is jam-packed and there's no white space in your calendar. Okay? For those of you who have ADHD brains, this is everything. You're wired to shift focus, right? To bounce that little like squirrel brain, right? The what do they call it? Not YOLO, FOMO. FOMO, right? Time confetti gives you a way to channel that instead of feeling scattered and stuck all the time. It gives you these quick wins, instant direction, and it can help you build momentum, which gives you that dopamine, which your brain really craves. Okay. This has been a very long explanation for a very simple concept. I just wanted to share it because if you've been feeling like your days are out of control, like you don't have enough time, or like you're treading water all day long, just trying not to drown, I really hope that this gives you a new lens of how you can use these micro moments throughout the day. Because those moments that you've been overlooking might just be the key to everything. Start by noticing it, then make your list. And if you need some support doing this, it's literally already built into the Time Magic Planner. Um, the Momentum membership is a great way as well to have some accountability. I also do the one-to-one time tune-ups. All of these things are there as extra resources to this podcast to support you in these concepts, in Time Confetti, in eating your frog, and all of these different things that we're talking about that I'm teaching you about on this podcast. But seriously, just start making a list. If you've got the Time Magic Planner, there's space there to do it. Create your Time Confetti list. You can also track your patterns, integrate these little, excuse me, tiny changes into your life, not just like on your to-do list, right? Anyway, so if this episode resonated with you at all, please go get your copy of the planner. Please go make your list. Please go experience this shift for yourself. I'll link the planner below. It's jillwright.ca/planner. And tomorrow's episode. Tomorrow's episode, I have the creator of Time Confetti, Brigid Schulte, coming here on the Grow Like a Mother podcast. She is the OG of Time Confetti. We're talking about busyness and balance and what it really takes to reclaim your time as a modern working mother. I fangirled the whole time, honestly. It was such a thrill for me. And so I am excited to share that episode with you. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it or any of these episodes. And if you're curious to learn more about some of these concepts, especially about time, go back to the beginning episodes of the podcast. I shared so much about this in the early episodes before I got into a lot of the guest episodes as well, which are fantastic. And we have, as you know, covered all of the gamut of anything you might be interested in, truly. Anyways, that's all for me today. I hope that it was helpful for you to get this overview about what Time Confetti is, how we use it, why it's important, and how it can really help you change your life. So yeah, it's just, I nerd out on this so much. So thanks for sticking with me. Until next week, keep on growing like a mother.